Now let's take few examples where we need to simplify radicals. Now here we have a question which says differentiate the function y equals to x to the power of 3 over 2 divided by 2 minus 3x and find slope at x equals to 1 and x equals to 2, right? Now to find slope we need to differentiate this function. So we have y equals to x to the power of 3 over 2. So when we differentiate, we'll use quotient rule here, right? So in quotient rule, denominator square is the first thing you should always write, very clear. And now derivative of the first function, which will be 3 over 2 times x to the power of 3 over 2 minus 1 times the second function, which is 2 minus 3x, minus derivative of the second function, which in this case is minus 3, so I got minus 3 here, times the first function, x to the power of 3 over 2. So that is my y dash here. Now we can simplify it a bit, and let me write this as 3 over 2 x to the power of, so it is 3 minus 2 is 1, so half. And we have 2 minus 3x. Minus and minus becomes plus, so we have plus 3 x to the power of 3 over 2 over 2 minus 3x whole square. Now this is a place where some students may find it difficult to simplify. Now in this case, think like this. If you have 2x squared minus, let us say 4x, then what will you factor? Amongst the numbers, the lowest, which is 2, right? And amongst the variables, the lowest, which is, degree, exponent lowest, right? X. And then you divide this by x. That means you do minus of whatever power this is. And you get x here. And then you divide this by this. So you get 4 divided by 2 is 2, and x 1 minus 1 is 0. So you get this as factored form. Here also, we do the same strategy. Now, which one is lower? Half or 3 over 2? Half is lower. So we'll factor out the whole thing, that is x to the power of half, correct? So let's see. And then in the numerator, we can factor 3 over 2, right? 3 over 2 is smaller, correct? So we can factor out 3 over 2 here. So we'll have 3 over 2 and x to the power of half as factored out. So we're left with 2x minus 3x from the first part, which is 2 minus 3x, that is 2 minus 3x. And how about this? This is my first term. And then here, 3. Now, it does not have 2 in the denominator. So to make 2, you'll multiply both by 2, right? 3 over 1. So it becomes 6, right? As far as x to the power of 3 over 2 is there, we have to do 3 over 2 minus half. We have to do 3 over 2 minus half, which is 2 over 2, that is 1. So it is just 6x. That remains. And then we will write the denominator, which is 2 minus 3x whole square. Now this is kind of a very critical step which I want to share, and that is the reason why I have taken this question here now, right? So now it is simpler. We can just open this, and so we'll bring this in the denominator. This could be written as 3 over 2, right? So it comes here. And then in the numerator, we have x to the power of half, which is kind of square root x, right? And 2, the number 2, minus 3x plus 6x is plus 3x. Divided by 2 minus 3x whole square. So that is the simplified form of our derivative, correct? So now we can use this to find slope at x equals to 1 and at x equals to 2, right? So let's find slope at x equals to 1. That means we are trying to find y dash at x equals to 1. So we'll just plug it 1 in this. So we get what? We get 3 over 2. Square root of 1 is 1. And then we have 2 plus 3 over 2 minus 3 whole square, right? Which is equals to 3 over 2. 2 plus 3 is 5 over 2 minus 3 is minus 1. Minus 1 square is just 1. And so we get this as 15 over 2. So that is the derivative at, or the slope at x equals to 1, right? Now at x equals to 2, y dash at x equals to 2 is, just plug in 2 here this time. So we have 3 over 2 in square root of 2 times 2 plus 2 times 3 is 6 over 2 minus 2 times 3 is 6 whole square. That gives us 3 over 2 square root of 2, and 2 plus 6 is 8 divided by 2 minus 6 is minus 4, which square is 16, right? So we get 16 here. So this could be simplified. 8 goes 2 times. Right, and then this 2 and 2 will cancel out. So we are left with 3 over 2 square root 2, right? So this is a better way of writing rather than writing 3 over square root 2, right? So these are our slopes at x equals to 1 and at x equals to 2, okay? So important thing here is how to simplify this radical. Have a good look at it, and then you can of course plug in the values and get the answer. Thank you.